The most anticipated blockchain game for 2022 revealed their preliminary gaming footage, and I've never been more excited to be a part of Sipherian Surge. Here are 5 things that I look for before I get involved in an NFT gaming project. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is team/community. How are the leaders of the game handling themselves out in public, on Discord, on Twitter? Are they responsive to people's Discord questions or Twitter questions? Are they insightful? Are they sharing with the community? If you go to Sipher's website and you look at the About Us, they're very transparent on their backgrounds. You can go into each one and look at their LinkedIn histories. They have a large team and they're led by Nguyen, who is a very transparent gentleman. He has his own Twitter and he's very responsive. He's very open to questions and challenges from the community. And I've grown so much respect for him being in the Sipher community now the last 6 months. You can check out his Twitter handle here, and you'll see he often posts things like this development update where he talks about how busy they've been. They have over 110 people now working for them full time. He shows their office space, a little bit about the gameplay product updates that they're doing, maybe some little alpha leaks here once in a while in his Twitter handle to keep people excited. And he also has his own personal blog about why he's building Sipher, his insights, his history. He's very transparent and you get a sense of who he is. And that's very important in a leader. You want to know about who's the person that's running the ship. And do you agree with their philosophies? Do you feel like you agree with their general direction of the project? Is it something you want to be a part of? And moving forward, you'll see here that I actually posted a few comments on Twitter, and here's 10 actually responding to my statement. So here's one where I was very critical of their token release mechanism, and he's saying here that he appreciates, what I've said. Sipher is always ready to learn and improve, and he's very active in the community. I'm just one individual of many, but he's taking time to respond to my comments. And here's Sipher's Twitter, and they post updates on here pretty regularly, so it's important that they're open and transparent to the community. And of course, test the website out for professionalism. So you want to look for glitches, anything that just doesn't feel right. This is I forget how many times Sipher's updated their website now. So you'll see that everything is kind of changed on here, but it maintains its professionalism. There's a lot of information here. They also have an Atlas.Sipher with all the specific details that you can go to really dig into more concepts there. But you get an overall general feel that Sipher is very professional. Number 2 is roadmap/vision. When you go to the website and you look at their project, can you see the vision that they're trying to make? Do you also feel inspired and excited about what they're building? Here's the Sipher's roadmap, and we've already gone through some of these months already back here. They're pretty close to their timeline. You have to give them a little break. Each project is gonna run into some problems, and it's very difficult to follow these timelines exactly, but you'll see there's some exciting things that are coming up. They have other different character classes that will be released. They've already released the Inus, the Nikus. Next, they have the Burus coming up. They also have other things in the future, like the playable gameplay demo. They have other different classes that are going to be released. Even land will come out eventually. So take a look at the roadmap and make sure that you get an idea of what the vision of the project looks like. And going into that gameplay footage I mentioned a moment ago, they released a small footage of their gameplay demo for PvE. So let's take a look at it. So here's their Inu class. And you see it's a MOBA style. So I like how quick the gameplay action is. And you'll see the characters will have different types of weapons they can use. I'm not sure which class this one is. Or sorry, they have different subclasses. I'm not sure which subclass they're currently using. You'll see there's like a healing pod there. The gameplay looks pretty fast. I mean, keep in mind that this is very early on, so they're gonna work out a lot of the kinks here. And you see the camera is moving around quite a bit, so hopefully they kind of lock that in. But it does get me excited. And here's their atlas.sipher.xyz, where you're gonna find all the details that you wanna find. So here's the roadmap. They have the light paper, tokenomics, community guides, A lot of information is on here. If you want to really tease out the details, I recommend going here. So ultimately, I feel compelled with their vision and with the story that they're trying to tell and what they're delivering to the community at this point. And the third thing I look for is tokenomics of the project. Here's the Tokenomics website. You can dig in. They have a Sipher token and an Aether token. Here you see there's a hard cap at 1 billion tokens. You can really dig into the details here on this site. It's best depicted in this picture here, where they have the PvE mode and the PvP mode. They show how you can earn and gather Aether. You can upgrade your items, upgrade your character. You can do crafting items. This looks like, they've really thought out this economy and how they're planning to use Aether, how they're planning to use their governance token, Sipher, and how you can really gain value as a player in this community. Next, you'll see here's their distribution for their tokenomics, and this is pretty fair. So I compared this tokenomics to other projects like Axie Infinity. So let's take a look. They have the public sale, 4%, strategic sale. Let's see how much is going to the team and advisors, around 25%. They have about 30.4% going to game incentives and marketing. So I believe this goes back to the community. I wish that they had split up those two because I feel like marketing is its own thing and game incentives is its own thing as well. So I'm a little disappointed they didn't split that up, but I think overall I don't see too many red flags here. And if we compare that over here to Axie's tokenomics, which I made a little pie chart here, you'll see Sky Mavis is taking about 21% here. They have staking rewards, play to earn is 20%. This is pretty close. I mean, 30% with marketing. If marketing's 10%, that's about the same. Team and advisors is 25%. And if we look over here, it's around 21%. So I'm not getting any real red flags here. So that's good. And if we compare that over here to Voxie, right? Voxie has a massive play to earn at 50%. So shout out to Voxie if you're not a part of that community. Big props to what you've, your tokenomics for your project. So overall, I would say that I am excited about their tokenomics and I think it's fair. And I'm not seeing any red flags here. And one other thing with tokenomics, which I guess, I don't know if you can consider it tokenomics, but minting is about 0.1 ETH, which I think is pretty fair. For projects that have minting over 0.5 ETH, it's already kind of a red flag to me. I like that it's kind of inexpensive and they value people getting into the project early and then letting them build value with the community as they keep building their vision. Number 4 is earning potential. Does it make sense? And is there a point of ROI in about 6 months or less? So I look to see that they have benefit built into the project, built into people who are actively participating, and they've definitely done that with Sipherian Surge. People who were in the project early had Sipher tokens dropped to them. Also, there are benefits listed here to owning a Genesis Sipher that you can look into. This adds value to those NFTs that you own. And there are certain advantages. Later on, there will be cloning. So if you own an original Sipher, you'll have this cloning advantage. Over here, you'll see that the floor prices here for Sipherian Surge, the Inu floor price is around 0.345. And over here, the Nico price is about 0.195. So, like I mentioned earlier, the mint price is 0.1. So you already gained some value by participating in the mint early on. And of course, they will have other public sales for their other characters coming up, like their buru. And I think they have the Tori and they have other character classes that you can get involved in their mint process. Just go to their Discord and find out how you can get involved. And of course, you want to get value back. That's important that you add value to the community, but you also want value to come back to you as an investor in their project. And over here, they do have some incentives to people who already own their game characters as far as whitelisted spots for their upcoming characters. And I think that's fair. People who've already participated and invested in their project, they want to give them a little value back. So you see here for their buru launch is their next character that they have coming up. If you have 3 Inus and 3 Nikus, you get 2 buru private sale slots that ensures you get in there for the 0.1 ETH mint price. And that's a pretty good deal. Also, if you just get involved here and you hold, maybe an Inu and a Niku, you do get some advantages here. So just take a look at this chart. I will post it in the description below. but it's always important to think about that passive earning potential and how you will make passive earnings in the future. This is an investment, but it's also a game. And number 5 is Dune evaluation of the project. So what is Dune and why do I evaluate projects on Dune before I invest in them? Well, Dune is an aggregate of data where people like you and me can get on there and scrape data from blockchains and then do their own analyses of these projects. So you'll see this individual Blowfish did one on Sipherian Surge, which is actually very good. And it's for the Enus. So he didn't do it on the Nikus, but it does give you an idea of some information that's quite important. So you'll see here, this is a distribution. So if we look how many people own just one Sipher, and you'll see that there's over 2,000 wallets, so they just own one individual Inu. And then the distribution as it moves forward, you'll see about 619 people own between 3 and 5, and 358 around 6 to 10. So you'll see there's over 3,500 owners, around 3,700 owners, and there's 10,000 Inus. So this is good distribution. Anything less than 2,000 owners for a 10K project gets me a little concerned that there's not enough distribution. And you'll see these wallets over time have gone up. So more and more people are getting involved in the project and picking up an Inu and owning their NFTs. It's important that you compare this and really get an idea of the project distribution, how's the growth trend, and I see really good analytics from this Dune evaluation by Blowfish, where he's collected all this data. There's even good sales on the project, so it's gaining momentum and there's more wallets being created all the time. So I like the distribution and I feel good about if, let's say later on, God forbid, I want to sell one of my Inus, is there enough volume for me to exit my position appropriately? And that's been an issue with some NFT projects is, yeah, it says you have value, but it's very difficult to liquidate your position. Something like this with a lot more distributed owners and a lot more demand, it looks like it's a healthy market. So it's something you'd want to be a part of. So those are my 5 tips on evaluating an NFT gaming project. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something today. Drop down in the comments below, what do you look for in an NFT gaming project? Thanks so much for tuning in. Like my video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week.